Bumalik kami ni Idol Cyrus sa Baloc Trail to do another track read in preparation for the upcoming Baloc Gravity Rush on May 28. This is a new line from the usual track we were sessioning months ago. It is more flowy, less technical, and not too many jump features. It's a more than 2-kilometer single track speed line with a few pedal sections, a drop, some steep slopes, and flow tunnels. Relatively safer than the old line we have been riding before, but not less fun, I could say. Maaga kaming dumating dito kaya sinession muna namin ang section na ito na hindi ko maklean ng maayos. But it was just a breeze for Cyrus. Cleaned it somehow.
Ayos.
After a few minutes of rest, we set off to our first hit for today. Sa round na to, pinauna ako ni Cyrus so he can create a follow cam video for me. It's not gonna be difficult for him to tail me because I've always known him to be one of the fastest riders from our group. And I happen to be one of, if not the slowest in the group. I felt good about those 2 mini drops. Right now, I'm kinda getting excited to send the 5 foot 6 inches drop ahead. I have been eyeing it since the last time we were here and I thought this is the time to finally drop it. So, I thought of building up a bit of speed here. But I made a split-second decision to bail because I lost the courage I had before. Again, better safe than sorry. Malayo ang Baloc sa inuuwian ko and I didn't want it to be a sad ride home. Pero dahil alam kong nasa likod ko si Idol Cyrus, I didn't want to run too slow as much as I wanted to because I didn't want to spoil the fun for him. Totoo nga ang sinabi noon ni Pader na nakaka-pressure kapag sinusundan ka ng isa sa mga malalakas sa grupo. But it's a good thing at the same time because it inspires you to push harder than you usually do. I am more of a joyrider than a racer, but there is nothing wrong in trying to unlock skills that you may potentially have. Add to the fact that us men usually have the propensity for speed. I think that is already ingrained in our DNA. That's why we tap it every chance we get. Yun yung tinatawag na need for speed.
Bike!
At this section, we were also being careful not to crash onto other riders that were currently climbing up the trail. Marami rin kasi silang magta-track lead ngayon.
Bike! Bike, thank you.
Bike. Good man.
Stop, break. Stop, burn. Yeah. Sorry.
We also came across Sir Reggie Flores. He is one of the Devil's Mountain crew who upkeep the tracks and build features at Baloc Trail. Kaya, maraming salamat po sa inyo, sir.
Bike. Hello, sir.
Ito naman si Sir Dan. If I am not mistaken, Daniel's Gap was named after him. It's one of the famous features of this trail. Hindi nga lamang namin madadaanan to ngayon kasi it's located at a different line.
Oh yeah.
Up ahead is the flow tunnel before the steep slope we were sessioning at the beginning of this video. I was feeling good and determined to clean it this time so I can establish a timed full run which will be my personal time to beat come race day.
Bike, bike!
Let's see what happens.
Bike! Bike, bike! Sorry. Oh, bike.
Mike.
Bike, bike!
Boss.
Bike, sir.
Ayun.
Ay. Ano sinasabi ko?
At yun na nga, hindi ko pa rin siya na-clean.
Thank you. Sorry, sir. Akit na lang muna. Ayun na muna. Okay. Sir. Hello. Bahala na, sir. At moderate lang. Amateur tayo eh.
Ano ba, moderate? Yan, moderate, lang.
Ay. Hop. Commercial.
Commercial yung commercial. Bike, daan.
Papasay, go.
Clear. Hanggang pinauna ka lang.
Oo.
Halo ka mo.
Yun oh.
Sana all. Mag-OOTV pa.
Pwede dito. Yes, sir. Sige, sir. Akit pa ulit kami mamaya.
Bitaw, pre. Bitaw. Kaya.
Tatangal ba?
Kaya yung bilis mo. Yan.
Napabilis lang yung ano ko.
Nakaon pa. Okay na.
After a bit of advice from the other riders, we head on to the finish line.
Hop! Maya!
Oo. Ano nangyari? Sai! Ano nangyari?
Salamin ko.
Salamin mo?
Pamalaglag.
Go na?
Ayos na. Dami pa nga naman pala.
Ang dami pa.
Pag ginintay, wala na. Kanan.
Yung tinatalo ni Moy Moy yun oh.
Oo.
Cheers. Sorry. Bike! Morning, sir! Morning! Di ba pa? Bike! Good morning! Good morning po! Isa pa!
Maya. Inom muna, inom.
Good morning, sir. Nakaita na.
I thoroughly enjoyed that ride.
Pagod ah.
Sa second hit, I will be the one on follow cam for Cyrus. Right then I knew it was going to be a challenge for me because usually, Cyrus's second hit is his faster run. And to be honest, that's quite a tall order for me.
Bike, bike!
I'm gonna have to try my very best to chase him down the track. Something I'm not quite confident about.
Bike, bike, bike!
Bye bye.
Ay, napadalwa na rin oh.
Dito pa lang, he was already way ahead of me. I have already established before that I am not a fast rider. But I was kind of determined at least to try not to lose him out of my sight.
Bike, bike! Pinakit pa?
As you can see, I could not keep up with Cyrus. He was just too fast. I was just too slow. Siguro naramdaman ito ni Cyrus, that's why he slowed down a bit for me.
Let's go!
Cyrus continued to gain distance from me. And I'm sure that in his mind, this was also part of him training me to ride faster, aside from him elevating his efforts for his personal training. Let's call it a two-pronged approach. So I continued to follow him to the best of my capacity. However, I was also trying to be calculated and not over-eager. In my 9 months of trail riding, I've had my fair share of crashes and I didn't want to have another one on my bag this day. Basta ang akin, habang nakikita ko pa siya sa unahan, even for just short instances, I'm still good. The only time I gained visual of him was when he was deliberately slowing down, careful not to crash on any rider climbing up the track.
Bike, bike, bike!
These were the opportunities for me to catch up on him and shorten the distance between us. Kaya lang, if he was being cautious, so was I. I also had to slow down to make sure I don't run into anything I will regret before I even reach the finish line.
Bye bye.
Bike, bike!
So, whatever I gained to catch up on him, I almost instantly completely lost it.
Bike, bike! Ang pagod ba?
Thank you for waiting.
Ang bait talaga ni Master Cyrus. Hinintay niya talaga ako. As I was watching him ride off, I enjoyed seeing how he was just handling his bike with relative ease. As for me, I know I can still do better. Although I have already progressed a bit from the time I started trail riding, there are still a lot of things to learn. For one, I am still a passenger on my bike, meaning I do not have the skill yet to be in full control of the bike. Also, I ride a bit stiff. There are times I am able to relax my elbows and knees, and there are times that they are just too stiff as a board. For a hardtail rider, I know I have to learn how to relax so I can use my limbs to act as the suspension to be able to take on the rougher and more technical sections of the trail, not to mention the jumps. So, I basically know it by principle. Pero iba na ang usapan kapag actual trail na. At isa pa, I am only a weekend warrior. It would take more saddle time and probably more visits to other trails and bike parks for my skills to get better. I am not complaining though. I appreciate the time and effort that it takes to learn from the process. Dun pa lang, enjoy na ako. And I'm quite lucky to have met trail buddies that are very generous about sharing their knowledge and skills to me. Teka. Let's see if I can clean this section this time.
Sumabit yung manibela ko. Ay, hindi pala yung aking
Ulit,
pedal.
ulit!
Dito ulit tayo.
Hinga, hinga!
Yun.
Sumayad?
Yung pedal ko.
Hindi, yung pet mo.
Ha?
Sumayad yung pet?
Hindi.
Ayos ah.
Nag-forward na ako ng konti.
Ayun lang.
Yung turo mo.
Cyrus was talking about my butt hitting the rear tire descending the steep slope. Ilang beses na rin kasing nangyari sa akin yon. This time, I got the technique right. That's the value of learning from more experienced riders. Eventually, you get better and it will make you enjoy the ride more and more. And speaking of, I'll leave you to the rest of the ride. Malapit na rin naman ang finish line. Thank you for watching and listening to my thoughts. Maraming salamat din sa mga subscriber ng munting channel namin. Hanggang sa muli, ride safe and enjoy the trails!
Bike. Thank you. Bike. Sir. Morning. Nice lang, Paps. Slide. Good morning. Nag-slide ako, Sai. Finish. Pulikat alert. Sir, morning. Sir, para na ulit. Sir, sige po. Second hit nyo. Tumama yung pedal ko doon siguro sa ugat.
Tunnel.
Hindi sa entrada bagay. Kaya hindi ako sayang eh. Dire-diretso na.